Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Mind Over Matter with Sanket. So before we begin with this video, I would like to share a very good news with all of you. We've finally reached 10,000 subscribers and we've also come up with different merchandise on this good occasion. So we'll make sure that we keep the link to the merchandise down in the description box and also in the suggested up here. So in this video, we'll be talking about how you can deal with headaches in a very effective way. So the biggest problem in headache or any other stress related problems like anxiety or depression is in the fact that it's a vicious cycle. Now what do I mean by this? It means that the headache in itself is not that big of a problem, but then the emotional baggage that you attach to your headache is what makes the condition even worse. So let's take a very simple example. Say you suffer from headache. Say you have a headache one particular day and you do not know the reason for this headache. Now the first response is that you feel very bad that you're having a headache. This becomes an even greater problem than the headache itself. So the first thing that you need to make sure is that you need to take it as a very normal thing. You need to take it as yet another sensation in your body. Now, as we've talked about in our previous episodes, there are several biochemical processes that are happening in your body, and the headache that you experience is also one of them. You do not really need to make this a big issue to start with. Now, there are also different variations of headache that might be more severe, but then in this video we're talking about simple headaches that you experience on a quite frequent basis. So the simplest thing that you can do in order to deal with a headache is just give your eyes a rest, because although this fact might be very undervalued, the strain in your eyes have a lot to contribute to your headache. So just merely closing your eyes and giving it a rest might be a very helpful way in which you can deal with your headache. Now, if you can, you might also fall asleep as you do this. But you need to note that if you take a very short nap whenever you are having a headache, this might actually aggravate the situation. This might actually make your headache even worse, because you will enter the state of your sleep, but then unless the sleep cycle is completed, you won't feel fully rested. So when you open your eyes, you might feel very groggy and you might find that your headache has worsened than before. So it is important that if you, in case, take a nap, you sleep for a long time and make sure that you feel totally rested and that your sleep cycle is completed. Make sure that you do not take a very short nap and feel groggy later on. And the next thing that you need to do, as I stated before, is just to minimize the stress in general. So this might mean your internal stress as well as the external stress that your circumstances might bring. So by internal stress, I mean the negative values that you associate with this headache, the hatred and aversion you might be having towards this headache. You might feel very bad about the fact that you're having a headache, but then in turn you're even worsening the condition. So what you need to do is just take a chill pill for a moment. You just need to relax. You just need to let it be, and you need to understand that this headache is also impermanent, that it will not last forever, and that it will also pass with time, and you just need to let it go and accept it as a very normal phenomenon. Similarly, you can also control the external stress that you might experience by isolating yourself from other people. Tell them directly that you're not feeling very well and that you need some time alone. Similarly, you can also get rid of loud noises that might disturb you and might trigger your headache. Similarly, you can also stay away from very bright light, which might strain your eyes and give you a very bad headache. So you also need to control the external circumstances alongside your own inner voice. So you also need to control your external circumstances alongside your internal mood. Similarly, in order to make your headache better, it's also very important for you to watch what you eat and drink. So there are several foods that might trigger your headache and some foods that might actually make it better and might help you lessen the pain that you feel due to your headache. So you need to make sure that you do not consume things like very cold things like ice cream or drinking soda. Similarly, you should also make sure that you do not consume anything that is too spicy, because that might also trigger your headache. Some people might think that alcohol might help ease their mind out. However, this is a very flawed concept, because one, alcohol in fact triggers your headache. It makes the headache even more worse. Even if it might seem like in the short term alcohol helps with the headache, it makes it even worse in the long term, meaning that the next day you wake up, you experience a terrible headache due to the hangover of the drink. Instead, what you can do is consume foods that are very rich in the element magnesium. So what are some foods that are rich in magnesium? They are bananas or avocados, and also cashews and almonds. You can consume these fruits and dry fruits. Similarly, you can also have dried apricots. These foods are very good for headaches because they are very rich in magnesium. So basically in this video we talked about how your perspective towards your headache might actually be very important when it comes to dealing with headaches. It is not the headache in itself that is the problem, but the negative emotions that you associate with your headache that makes you even more stressed and that further worsens your headache. We also talked about some foods to avoid and also some foods that are recommended when you're having a headache. In addition to that, we also talked about external circumstances which you need to keep in check if you want to, lessen the pain from your headache. So if you like this video and if you found this video helpful, do not forget to press the like button. Also, if you like whatever is happening here at Sound Health Solution, do not forget to subscribe to our channel. We'll be coming up with similar health related contents in the future. So make sure that you stay in tune. Until next time.